Hometown Murder Tour is a true crime podcast for entertainment purposes only, assuming you find us entertaining.
That being said, stories of violence, sexual assault, and other criminal acts will be discussed using adult language. Consider this your warning.
We are recording.
I would like... What size do you want?
16.
16-ounce mocha.
Okay.
And then, let's see. I think I would like a 16-ounce sugar-free caramel and sugar-free almond latte with skim milk.
Okay, well, our Starbucks actually don't have milk in them.
Oh,
Does that help?
that does.
Okay, so I have 16 ounce, you said mocha.
Yes.
And would you like that hot, iced, or blended today?
Iced.
Iced.
The
and
mocha?
then
I'm
ice-
sorry. I'm sorry. Hot.
Hot? Okay,
Yep.
yeah, definitely. So 16 ounce hot mocha, and then 16 ounce sugar-free almond and sugar-free caramel frappe, you said?
No, latte.
Latte. Okay, awesome.
So
Alrighty,
a
so
latte
does
doesn't have milk? Okay. I was so confused.
No, yeah, sorry, I thought you said frappe. So.
Okay. Latte.
Alrighty, and then that's with skim milk.
Correct.
Alrighty, anything else for you?
That's it.
Okay, we'll see you at that window.
Okay, thanks. Okay,
That was just like a big old fucking ordeal.
well, because when she said there's
No
not
milk.
milk in latte,
Since when?
I'm like, what?
No one told me.
All of these years? I've never
Or
known.
did this just happen?
Yeah.
And
And I'm like, honey, is this your first day?
I know. I think we're off to a good start. Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey everybody.
Amy was supposed to hit record a long time ago.
I was, but I didn't, or I thought I did.
See how I threw you under the bus?
Yeah, bitch.
I love you.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry for that intro.
That was, hey, I think it's pretty awesome. Dancing Mule Coffee, everybody.
Yep.
Get you a latte
A
with
latte
milk.
with the milk.
With
product.
And, I mean, you can get a mocha iced. I prefer it hot.
Uh-huh. Well, I panicked because I was still thinking,
It was yours.
no, I was thinking, what does she mean there's no milk in a latte? I'm still thinking that. And
And
so
then you just
I
said
don't,
iced. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
We just fucked all that up, that whole
yeah,
situation.
we're not getting the right drinks, and probably they're...
Yeah. So,
Anyhow.
hey, Hometown Murder Tour.
Hi, guys.
Everybody. I'm Amy.
I'm Sarah.
And we've got a murder for you today. We're getting some coffee. This is afternoon. Normally we're
I know.
kind
It's-
of doing this fairly early.
That's what's fucking me up.
think
That's
so.
what it is.
It's the wrong time of day.
Hi.
11:08 today.
Thank you.
My
They
treat.
have Lotus. No chemical aftertaste, plant-based energy, no artificial crash. I've
Ooh,
never heard of
la.
Lotus.
I haven't either.
Have you guys?
Has anybody heard of Lotus? Well, Dancing Mule has Lotus.
They have it. Sure. Would you like me to sign it for
Yes. Put a little tip on there.
you? Sure.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. It's my favorite game. Wait, what? Oh, I was gonna...
Just, yep.
I mean...
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I've got the regular mocha here.
Okay.
And the second drink's almost done.
Okay.
We got a lot happening here.
Oh, we do.
Holding the recorder.
Wallet.
Putting my money away.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so hi.
Hi.
It is
Think we've-
time. I think this is,
Alrighty.
All right.
Sugar-free for
Thank
you.
you.
Have a great day.
You too.
thank you.
Wait,
While
here.
we're, yeah.
You want some ASMR? Here we go.
Coffee.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna head in the direction where we need to go. While we're going to do that, I guess, is there any news? Any life changes?
Oh, life changes.
It's
I
been-
got a new couch today.
You did, and
Yeah.
it's lovely.
It's nice, so I'm looking forward to going home and taking a nap on it.
Good for you.
So that's my life change.
Yeah.
Other than perimenopause, possibly.
Okay. Well,
Other than that.
yeah. Other than that, the couch
Yep.
is where it's at. Yeah. I went back to work,
Yes.
which, you know, sucks.
Yeah.
Bad.
I can't even imagine.
It sucks really bad for all kinds of reasons. You know, one, nobody likes to go back to work after a long break,
Right.
even if your break is exhausting.
Right.
So you're coming off of that, and then also you're just, leaving your baby,
Yeah.
and there's a whole lot of mom guilt and shit that happens with that. So it's been a fun couple weeks.
You're adjusting well.
I'm adjusting-ish.
I feel like you're doing
I
great.
wasn't. I thought you were sarcastic.
No.
You're adjusting well.
I mean,
Ugh.
my eyes might have said that.
Right. Okay. Well,
But my
thanks.
mouth was also saying that.
Your mouth was saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is a really good intro. I feel like we're off to a good start.
Really, yep.
This episode.
Well, the good thing is we can go up from here.
Right.
And I made some kick-ass notes this time.
Yeah. The research is on point,
Thank
as the
you.
kids say.
Thank you.
I am gonna maybe do a review first, and then maybe save the other thing I wanted to share with you, so I don't get too car sick.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you're going to get real
I'm
car
gonna
sick
get if I got to
reading.
read this whole thing.
Yep.
I do want to share a review.
Okay.
This is an iTunes review
Okay.
from a few months ago. Again, we're trying to catch up on the
Yeah.
massive amount of reviews
There's
that we
so
have.
many that it's really hard to keep up.
So many.
But don't stop sending them.
No, keep sending them, please. This one is from SpexFan666.
Uh-oh.
Yep. So Satan himself
Sweet.
popped on iTunes to
Okay,
give us a little.
I'm
Why?
sorry,
What
I
the
have to
hell is
interrupt.
with the
What is
traffic?
going on? What? The actual fuck?
I mean, it is a Saturday, but still.
Not Christmas.
Right. We got Christmas traffic going on
We
here,
do.
people. This is
People,
ridiculous.
you need to be paying off your Christmas bills. Not
There
shopping.
better be a fucking wreck up there.
There better be
Somebody better be hurt.
a lost shoe
For
on the
us.
side of the road from a wreck.
Right. For
You know,
for us to be backed up this far.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to be pissed
Actually,
if somebody's
now
okay. I'm
I
kidding.
hope
I really
everyone's
hope
okay.
everyone's okay. That's a joke. But also,
Why?
why? This is not necessary. Anyway, so
Okay.
SpexFan666 left us a 5-star review.
Woo! 5 stars.
Hell yeah. It says, love this local twist on true crime. Huh.
Sorry, got distracted by a
Awkward
car.
vehicle. Love this local twist on true crime. It says, such a unique and genuine new take on a true crime podcast that avoids gimmicks.
Do we?
Do we, though? Love how they drive to the key locations and take us with them. Great banter, research. I feel like they maybe caught us at a
On
good
a good
moment.
one, yeah.
And discussion as well. Can't wait to hear more.
Well, thank you,
Satan.
Satan. Satan Specs.
Yes, SpexFan666. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we do appreciate
You're
it.
too kind with the great research.
Research. I mean, there's research. And I'm doing this.
She's air quoting
Just
in
the
the car.
word research.
Yes, of course. So yeah, as always, rate us, please, especially on Apple Podcasts. If you listen to us there, do the rating. That
Yeah.
helps us. And then Podbean, just keep listening because the amount of streams or downloads or whatever, that bumps us up in their eyes as well. So, yeah, listen,
Thank you.
comment, all that stuff.
Right.
I guess before we start, I was going to share a little thing. This was an article. This is, I guess,
Well, do you
it could,
want to wait till we stop?
I mean, we probably should.
We can break here.
Well, I mean, we're basically stopped now in traffic.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, it's
I
your
feel
call.
like we
I don't want
could.
you to get
It's
sick.
pretty short.
Okay, you go.
So this was an article I read, and it could be a WTAF for us, but I just thought, I don't know if I really want to sit on this. Because,
That's what she said.
well, yeah, exactly. I don't want to sit on it because I feel like it needs to be a PSA and people should know.
Oh.
And also, I don't want to sit on it because I might catch something.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Did you read it?
I saw the headline.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so it says report. This was what? The 18th.
Yeah, last week.
January, last week, yeah. It says Springfield among U.S. cities with the highest STD rates.
Woo! Way to go, 417!
Yeah, 417. It says here a new report lists Springfield among the top 100 U.S. cities with the highest sexually transmitted disease rates.
Wow.
Yeah. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention recently released its latest STD surveillance report, which includes information on the number of reported STD cases across U.S. counties and metro areas. A research team at interbody.com broke down the statistics to determine the top 100 cities per capita. Springfield ranked 58th in the country with a rate of 980 STD cases per 100,000.
Oh my God.
That's disgusting.
People.
Springfield, you guys.
Get your shit together.
According to the report, Springfield had nearly 3,000 reported cases in the metropolitan area, including 11 HIV cases, 2,020 chlamydia cases,
Woo!
819 gonorrhea cases, and 22 syphilis. Kansas City.
Syphilis?
Yeah, I know. That's
Operator.
operator. Yeah,
As long as it doesn't become, what is it called, tertiary syphilis?
right.
Where it like goes to your
Makes you
brain.
cray-cray. Kansas City was 28th. St. Louis was 36, and Columbia was 71. They were also on the list. So Missouri is nasty.
Yeah, because guess what? Abstinence-only
Exactly.
education doesn't fucking work, people.
Yup.
We got to tell our chitlins to
About-
protect themselves.
All the things. Exactly.
Yeah,
But I
even
couldn't
though it's
believe that.
uncomfortable.
Out of the 100 cities, Missouri had Springfield, Kansas City, St. Louis, and Columbia.
Well, here I will say this, which is not an excuse. Those are all college towns.
True dat. College kids. Hey,
Hey,
take care of yourselves.
wrap those dicks.
Wrap those dicks.
Actually, yeah.
Just be careful, guys.
I mean, be smart about
Girls, everybody.
it.
Anyway.
Protect your junk.
Protect your junk. I just thought that was something we needed to share.
Yeah.
Another thing about Springfield.
We're
Putting
super
us on
proud.
the map.
Yep.
Woo woo.
I mean,
yeah.
now
Nasty.
I don't care for that statistic.
I know, I'm sorry. But I felt like people needed to know.
That's
All
what
right.
we're here to do, educate.
We're here to educate and inform.
Yep. So yeah.
Anyway, all right, we'll be
Okay.
right back. We're headed to our location, and then we will tell you more.
Bye.
Hey, Amy.
Hey, Sarah.
Did you know I make leather jewelry?
What? You make leather jewelry?
I do. Did you know that it's hand cut? I don't use a die cut. I don't use a stencil cutter thing, Cricut, whatever people call it. I hand cut
Every piece?
every piece.
Damn, girl.
Now, and so every piece is unique, and I get to be creative and help make people, feel good about it.
look
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So
Awesome. What's the name of this?
it's called Serendipity Designs, and you can find me online on Instagram and on Facebook. Just look for Serendipity. That's SARAHNDIPITY Designs, and .com, of course, if you're going to the website. And for our listeners,
Get this, everybody.
I've got a discount. So if you want 15% off your entire order, use promo code MurderTour.
15%?
15%.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you at checkout.
Bye. And we're back.
Hello.
Where are we driving, Sarah?
We just entered I don't know if it's called a township or what, but it's Fremont Hills. Well, it says City of Fremont Hills. So I
Right.
think back in the 80s, they did paperwork to become their own city because it's kind of between Nixa and Ozark-ish.
Yeah.
And I remember reading somewhere in our research that they wanted to become their own city so they could like control all the streets and all of that stuff. So anyway, it is a golf club community, I guess you'd call it. It's golf course.
Yes.
So we're
Fremont
driving
Hills
through the golf course
Country
right now.
Club and golf course area.
It's very nice. The houses probably range from $350,000 to over $1 million easily.
Yes.
Some have been recently built, and then you have some that have been built in the 80s. So everything in between. It's a really nice neighborhood.
You're going to turn right
Okay.
up here,
Oh, yep. Okay.
and it should be on our left somewhere. The location.
The location. I think it's actually that one on the right.
Is it?
Well, it has
says-
arches like that. Oh, and there's a woman I almost
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, rich lady.
Sorry.
Almost ran over you.
Yep. I thought it was this house right here.
Well, let's look for the numbers.
Well,
It should be right up here. Right here?
I
Right
think
there?
it's that house right there.
Well, okay.
It has the. I'm telling you, I looked at the picture.
I believe you.
Oh,
I'm
no,
just
it's
saying-
this one.
Right.
It's this one.
Okay.
100% that one. Okay, so what we're pointing at is
There it is.
George and Lisa Revelle's house.
Yes.
So this is the murder of Lisa Revelle.
Which is a kind of a big one
It's a
Here.
big one for the
area.
Ozarks. It was kind of I shouldn't say the first, but one of the first
Big ones.
big, like in the news, had a dateline.
Yep.
So it was shocking, especially for this little community
Yes.
of rich people. Oh, dead end.
Cul-de-sac.
You don't think they'd mind if we parked here? While
Let's just go in their driveway.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, like I said, it was, I believe, started in the 80s.
This neighborhood?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My dad actually used to belong to the golf club here.
Fancy.
And well, it was kind of funny because he lives so far away from here. When he joined, I'm like, really? It's really not anywhere close to you, but okay.
You do you, Dad.
Yeah. So, their house, when they got this house caught, and this was in the early
Is that one?
90s. It's this one.
Yeah, right there.
And
Sorry,
it
we're
was
circling back around.
$340-something thousand. So
Back
that
in the
was
day.
back in the day, in the early 90s. So now it probably goes for like $500,000, depending on if it's been remodeled or not. I'm sure it has a lot of mauve and
A lot.
hunter green,
Borders.
lots of borders, some wallpaper. So where do you think we should go park?
Good
now?
question. I mean,
I don't know that we
really
should.
can't just street park it.
No.
Tell you what, folks. We're going to just kind of pause on this. We're going to find a good spot to park, and then we will continue.
We don't wanna be
right away. There's our same lady. Don't hit her. Coming
hit her
from
again.
around. All right, we'll be right back. And we're back again.
Again, 2 breaks.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna have sponsors to fill those breaks.
Hey, yeah.
Anyone out there?
Want to give us money, and we'll,
Or for free.
or just, yeah. Or for free. If you would like to get a shout out.
Mm-hmm. Let us know.
Let us
Okay.
know.
So as we said, this still is the murder of Lisa Revelle.
Yes.
September 28th, 1994. I was my first year in college. Were you born? I'm kidding.
I was in
High school.
almost
Middle school.
8th grade. Sorry.
That's all right. So I looked and looked and looked and looked and looked, and there is no obituary for her.
Which is kind of crazy.
I
You
know.
would think
I
that
found
with
it
all
really. Just after reading about her,
Right.
and
it's sad. The whole
it
freaking
is
thing.
okay. So just here's about her. I'll start with this. Okay, so she was 37, which at the time when I, it's always perspective. When I was in college, I remember thinking they were old.
So older, right? So much
And
older.
37 is so young.
Yes,
She was
it
a
is.
baby. Her name was Mary Lisa Hemmel Revelle. She was a 2nd grade teacher in Ozark.
Ugh.
So let's just pause there for a second. Murdered.
That whole class.
The beginning of the school year.
Yeah,
And these little 2nd graders have to find out that their teacher's dead.
right.
How traumatic.
It's horrible.
So like I said, there was no obituary. I did find a death notice, but not until October. So I don't know if it has to do with the investigation or
Maybe.
body being released or whatever. They had 2 children, a 12-year-old boy and a 9-year-old girl. I'm not going to give their names.
No.
And the only thing I could kind of find close to, not even close to an obituary, but just somebody saying something about her. It just said in one of the newspaper articles that she was a community service dynamo with a hand in numerous neighborhood and special interest projects. She was a caring mom who rarely let the rigors of volunteerism cut into precious family time with husband George and their children. She was a youth volunteer, popular with her children's friends, for taking an interest in their activities and for having everyone over for pizza every now and then.
So just like a good mom.
Yep. Like just
A good person.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
And as I was reading these articles, there's actually a quote from my high school journalism teacher
Wow.
that she was friends with her, and just about what an amazing person and caring and loving and all of those things. And then George, her husband, who was also 37 at the time, and he was a senior vice president of the Ozark Bank.
Yes. And Ozark, just kind of.
Oh, yeah.
You
if
know.
you aren't from around here, Ozark is like 20 miles outside of.
Just south of Springfield.
Yeah. So it's
And it's actually just Fremont Hills is
part of, sort
ish.
of. Like,
It would be Ozark, probably.
or Nixa. It's
or
right in the
Nixa.
middle. It's in
Uh-huh.
between Ozark and Nixa. So,
Both south of Springfield,
Yeah.
but it's its kind of own little community, like we said. But he was president. Was it president?
vice president.
Vice president.
Yeah. So,
of
good job. Upstanding citizens, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he, I think I'll say it here in a minute, but he also was the mayor of Fremont Hills.
Yes.
So, we'll get into that.
So very well known.
Yes.
Very, like you said, upstanding
Prominent.
citizens.
And I guess we should say up front that this is actually a cold case,
Technically, a cold case.
So,
We'll say that.
mm-hmm.
You'll see.
You'll
If
see.
you don't, a lot of you probably know.
Yeah.
Yes, because it was kind of such a big deal.
Well, I don't know. North Dakota might not know.
That's true.
Oh, we kind of
Good
forgot
call.
to say
Yeah,
that.
we did. So put a pin in this real
Yeah.
quick. We did it, you guys.
We did it.
Somebody out there.
Either they drove to North Dakota, downloaded an episode, something.
Got a hold of someone that lives there.
Yeah.
But we now have at least one listen, one download, one stream. I don't know
Whatever.
how to
The
explain
words.
it. From all 50 states.
Woo!
And did we already talk about this, about the 10,000 before?
Yeah.
Did that already happen?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't keep up
I
with
get
where
it.
we're at, where we record.
I mean, we're just so
We're
big.
so big, I can't even keep up. No, it's just we record and then I immediately forget what
Correct.
we talked about.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt our
actual case, but
right. But then I
guys,
remembered
North
North
Dakota.
Dakota. We love you.
North Dakota!
All right.
All right,
Back.
here
to
we go.
it.
So
Okay.
our technically cold case
Yeah.
of the murder of Lisa Revelle.
Okay.
You want me to take this one?
Sure.
So we have some information here just kind of leading up to the incident, up to the murder. So just a reminder, the murder happened September 28th
Correct.
of 1994. This is a couple years earlier, so September of 92. This is when George and Lisa Revelle bought and moved into the house of Fremont Hills. They were in their 30s, their 2 children, and you already mentioned the cost of the house, over $300,000. And at the time, the house was fitted with an elaborate alarm system.
So you'll want to remember that.
Yeah, the alarm system is kind of key to this whole thing.
Yes, it is.
The year of the murder, 1994, that May, George got a life insurance policy for Lisa. Ding, ding, ding. In the amount of $500,000 with a double indemnity clause.
Yep.
So,
So
and that means
he
just
could get a payout of $1 million.
If it's like a freak accident,
Yeah.
Is that what that means?
I
Not
think
like
so.
It has
Not
to
like
be
a natural cause.
right. Something
Accident.
unexpected-ish. Okay.
I don't know, like murder.
Bum bum bum. Exactly. So yeah, that May
Took out
took out a
So-
life insurance policy. He is the sole beneficiary to this, and it was actually set to expire 2 days after her murder. Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, we don't even really need to go any further, do
we?
we?
And we're done.
Done.
He did it.
Case closed.
He did it.
Yeah.
Problem. We solved it, guys.
We did. Sure did.
Ugh. Okay,
Yeah.
so, life insurance policy, a few months before, double indemnity clause, he's the sole beneficiary, and it was set to expire at the end of September. Mm-hmm. They were also had huge debt. He was actually embezzling funds up to $50,000 from the bank that he was vice president of. Mm-hmm. And then he was stealing money up to $5,000 from the city of Fremont Hills while he was its mayor.
Yep.
So real stand-up citizen, this guy.
I mean, guys, we've all watched Dateline. If you follow us on Instagram, you saw the bullet points about
this is it. A lot of debt. Shady motherfucker stealing money. Life insurance policy set to expire. Also, he's her husband.
Yeah. I mean,
Also, they were upstanding citizens.
Right.
She was a wonderful fucking person.
Yep.
This is just how it goes.
I'm just gonna be angry about this the whole time.
Yeah, we're mad.
All right.
You want me to finish this one off
Yeah.
and then you can take over?
Yeah.
Okay. So, around the same time, kind of that spring, George had a conversation with a bank colleague about the best type of firearms for home defense. He was told at the time that a Colt 45 had the best stopping power. And then later, they discussed different size calibers of weapons. So he's kind of talking about home defense, talking about weapons. Mm-hmm. All of this a few months prior.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you?
Me? Okay. So then in August, in 94, that same year, the Revelles had a discussion with another couple. So, they're hanging out with their friends, and they have a discussion with another couple about the fear of someone coming to their home to harm the defendant. So, George, I'm guessing, is the one saying, yeah, I'm afraid someone's going to come to the house and harm us and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So, setting the scene is what we call that.
Mm-hmm.
Then in September, so that was August, September 23rd.
So this is like 5 days before, right? Right.
Correct,
up
yeah.
Before.
5 days before the murder. The defendant, which was George, and 3 others spoke of firearms over lunch. So more talk about guns. They discussed how a 45 would have stopping power, again, and would crack a cinder block. And then George asked, in reference to home defense, whether a 45 would, quote, do it. He was assured that it would. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, night before.
Here we go.
Well, technically the
Setting
morning
this-
before. September 27th, 1994, 2 a.m. Officer Hicks of the City of Ozark Police Department was dispatched to the Revelle home. George said the motion detector lights on the west side of his house had activated and he wanted the area checked. Officer Hicks found no indication that anyone had been in or around the house. The garage door was open about a foot, which they left open for their cat to come in and out. Mm-hmm. And then, so George went to work that day. He told his co-workers about the motion lights being activated and that he would keep his shotgun close that night.
So this is, classic. Hey, FYI, here is my alibi.
Yep.
This is where, I am going to be here, everyone. So he shows up to work. Man, I don't know, guys. Alarm's going off. I've been worried.
Yeah, someone's gonna break in.
I'm gonna sleep close with the gun. Just FYI, something might happen soon.
Yep.
Just saying. It's way too... Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You want to keep going a little bit?
I'll go a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So, September 28th, 1994, 5 a.m. Officer Hicks, same guy that came the night before, was again dispatched to the Revelle's home. As he drove to the residence, he saw no cars. Officer Gray, also with City of Ozark Police Department, was also dispatched did not pass any cars, did not see any people running across the golf course near the home.
And the way this is kind of, and I've never really driven through Fremont Hills, but there's not a whole lot of, it's not like a lot of like grid work.
No,
streets.
it's very windy.
Very
I mean, how many
and
cul-de-sacs did we just get caught in?
Exactly. And so I feel like if you're headed to just us driving to that home,
Yeah.
you would see cars driving out, cars driving
Right.
away.
There is
like,
2 entrances.
That's it.
That's it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't like turn right 3 times or twice
Right.
and you're away.
I mean, you have to do
they
some
would have
zigging and
seen
zagging.
cars if there were, yeah,
So,
just saying.
a neighbor who had been awakened by a call from the alarm company regarding an alarm at the Revelle home noticed nothing amiss in the neighborhood when he looked outside his kitchen window. A newspaper delivery person was in the area of the home during those early morning hours and saw nothing unusual. So Officer Hicks and Gray found George standing in the door of his house talking on a cell phone.
Which, just based on this, and I know you gathered this from a lot of different sources, the way I picture this, he's standing in the door of his house, just calmly talk. I don't know. Like, it just seems very...
Right. Of course, I got this stuff from actual transcripts of the court proceedings.
Right.
So it's very cut and dry. So,
That's
I mean,
true.
they don't
Who knows
say,
how he
like,
looked
oh,
or
he was
acted.
hysterical or,
That's true.
you know. We'll try to give him the benefit of the
But
doubt.
I do have some... Yeah, well... Okay. I
So,
have some questions.
okay. Revelle... I totally have all the answers.
Mm-hmm.
So, Revelle told the police he was awakened by the sound of the alarm system beeping, and when he went into a bathroom to find his shotgun... Also, why is the shotgun in the bathroom?
I mean, he told everybody at work he was going to
I thought he was
keep
like
it close to him.
basically sleeping with it.
Right.
He heard someone go into the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Convenient. He said he saw the gunman shoot his wife and then flee through the garage with another man. The couple's 2 children were safe in their bedrooms upstairs. George said, quote, "They shot my wife."
Mm-hmm.
The children were and remained in their upstairs bedrooms.
Okay, so I have a what the fuck here. So, here's my question. If this is what happened, okay, you hear noises, you go to get the shotgun, and a man just comes in, shoots your wife, and runs out of the house.
Why didn't he shoot him?
Well, my question is, your kids are still
Do you want to go
in
check
bed?
on him?
My ass would be frantic over the person who was just shot,
Yeah.
and then grabbing my fucking kids
Yeah.
and be out of the house. Like,
Get out.
get out. Get the
Yeah.
fuck out with your kids and your family. Like, what? I don't
Or
understand.
he got a gun to protect his family. Why is he not shooting the guy that's running from him?
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
The kids are still in their bedrooms?
Yeah.
And you're just, like, on the phone about it? Just, I don't know. Anyway.
Plus, also, I picture a 1994 cell phone.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't think the Razor was around yet. I don't think it was a bag phone. I'm trying to think when I
I'm
first
trying
got
to think
mine.
of what a 94 cell phone. It'd be big.
I didn't have one yet.
No,
That was
I
my
know.
first year in college. I didn't have a cell phone.
Yeah.
So it was probably one of those long rectangle ones.
Oh, yeah. Maybe with a little foldy thing.
Maybe.
To fold out,
I don't
but
know.
maybe not.
We should have researched that.
Probably.
Important details.
Yep.
Okay, so the children were in their bedrooms. Lisa had been shot in the head with a .45 caliber gun,
Guys.
Remember?
I mean, seriously?
and she died shortly thereafter from the gunshot wound.
Ugh.
He said the intruders were wearing dark clothing and one had a ball cap on backwards. He explained these intruders had left the residence through the garage door on the west side of the residence. And Officer Hicks and Gray noted that one, the garage door was open about 2 feet. 2, none of the motion detector lights had been activated. 3, no dogs were barking. 4, though the grass was heavy with dew and water from the sprinkler system, there were no footprints.
Nope.
And 5, there were no unusual vehicles or anyone walking in the vicinity. The crime scene was then sealed. So, Sergeant, I have no idea how to...
Isringhausen?
Oh, nice. Isringhausen. Yeah.
Isringhausen? Something.
With the Missouri Highway Patrol also came to the scene of the Revelle shooting. He noted and photographed the readout on the alarm keypad.
Mm-hmm.
He noticed that he noticed the open garage, but found no signs of forced entry either through doors or windows. When he walked past the garage, the motion detector light came on and stayed on in excess of a minute.
So it did work.
Uh-huh.
You're right.
And this one, the Revelle's dog barked.
Right.
He found no footprints in the dew-covered grass, nor did he find any footprints leading from the residence through the backyard.
And that's something you can't... I mean, the ground's covered with dew. It's wet. It's... Yeah.
I mean, they're not... If it was truly an intruder, they're not taking off their shoes to go shoot somebody.
And they ran out frantically. They wouldn't be...
then they just
and roll
dove
under a 2 foot garage door.
Yep. All right.
So, of course, this was shocking, right? Yes. I mean, this is a small town. It's less than 1,000. It shocked Springfield. It shocked Ozark, Nixa, everything around
And
there.
as we know as professionals in this business,
yes,
random murders
don't
really happen that often.
Right. This is a super...
almost always someone they know.
Someone they know. Or, maybe
or
a robbery.
With.
Right, maybe a robbery gone wrong.
Right.
Every now and then. But, yeah.
Nothing
exactly.
taken. So
exactly.
We'll get to that.
Let's see. It was shocking. Again, he was the mayor of Fremont Hills. He was this well-known banker in Ozark. So this was a huge deal. Police swarmed the area. They sealed the crime scene, like we said. They spent the next month combing the house for clues. I guess they used I remember reading a bunch of high-tech equipment, searched the home, didn't find the gun. They did determine it was a .45 caliber. They found no physical evidence related to the murder at all in the home. Me. So, the motive, I guess, his motive, this is kind of where we're leading into this. We'll just split this up, I guess.
Okay.
One, his interest in the .45 caliber. This was like an automatic...
And he mentioned it on more than one occasion.
A lot.
I think at least 3 that we've mentioned that he talked about.
Right. Multiple
what
conversations.
Could I protect?
What would be have the most stopping power? What's going to make sure to kill somebody? If you know. Let's see here. Access by George and his 2 minor children. Non-access by other person. So basically just people weren't able to get there. Like, he had access to all of
nobody
it.
else did.
The stealing and embezzlement comes out. So they're like, okay, so here's kind of a motive.
Sorry, I gotta get it some
Yeah,
air.
it's sunny. And then he had some kind of variances in his story about the intruders, just here and there, like either the descriptions or wait, it was one person I saw, and then he ran out with another person, and just kind of got a little. And then there is a note found from his wife.
It's not dated, but and that's why that comes into play that it's not dated. But.
So it's not dated, but there's this note found, I guess, as they were searching through the house, through the home, something. From Lisa, allegedly, I guess, right? I mean, it was.
It was.
From Lisa Revelle to her husband, George. And it says, you want to read it?
Sure. It says, I can't seem to tell you anything without feeling your anger. I'm very scared about our marriage and our family. I can't continue living this way. I'm afraid of you and afraid of your anger and your silence. I don't want a big new home or a Mercedes or a Highland membership. I only want someone who loves me and accepts me as I am. I'm hurt and alone, and the kids feel it too. I will always love you, but I don't want to live with you like this. Ugh. So sad.
Yeah.
And when I post, when you look at our post today, there's actually a picture of the
letter.
Note. I mean, it's kind of like dramatic,
right.
From the outline, but it's from the trial.
Wow.
But anyway,
he denied any marital problems throughout the whole thing. Like
until they found that note.
Right. So when he's questioned about, well, hey, would you have had a motive then? Like, were there issues between?
Oh no, we have the perfect marriage. We were so happy.
And then they're like, oh yeah, well,
bum bum bum.
Here's your note.
Yeah.
And it was quoted, I'm guessing by the prosecution, whoever presents this to him, that when they flopped this letter in front of him, that his face fell, His head went down. He slumped in the chair. It was testified that he asked George, "Would you like me to read you this?" And George says, "No, I know what it says."
Yep. Guys, I really want to be in that courtroom and to see that.
I know.
Oh, it's so dramatic.
Ugh.
All right. So, in March of 1995, so over a year afterwards.
Yeah.
Not over a year.
6 months.
6 months. Can't do math. He is charged with federal embezzlement. So that goes to court first. He pleads guilty to the charges in June. Also note how I wrote the dates.
I saw that. I was not gonna give you
in
shit.
the future.
You did all the work on this.
Yeah. In April 1995, he's indicted for the murder of his wife, and the state said it would seek the death penalty. In September 7th, 1995, the day he was to be sentenced on federal conviction, an anonymous letter arrived to the Christian County
The day
Sheriff's.
he was supposed to be sentenced.
Yep,
The day.
the day. An anonymous.
Air quote, air quote,
Can
air
you
quote,
hear
air
the
quote.
air
Can you hear
quotes?
him?
The letter said that the murder weapon could be found in a pond, and specific directions were given to the pond. The letter said that Revelle was innocent and that the crime had been committed by two men who had been accomplices of Revelle's estranged half-brother, Ronnie Kistler, who had been killed in a car accident 2 weeks prior to the murder. Well, isn't that convenient?
So we couldn't talk to him about it,
No, we
ask him
can't.
questions or anything.
Can't confirm that
but
story.
he did it.
He did it. The
Is what
guy that
this
just
letter said.
died.
So this letter, anonymous letter,
Anonymous.
that
It just-
happens to just show up the day George is to be sentenced,
Yeah.
says it was this guy
Who died.
just so happens to be dead.
Yep.
Huh. But also here's where the weapon is.
Right. Crazy.
Wow. Guys.
The letter said that Kistler had planned to force Revelle at gunpoint to go to his bank and withdraw money. After Kistler was killed, the two other men decided to go ahead with the plan anyway, but after Lisa Revelle was shot, they panicked and fled, according to the letter.
Yeah. Fled
Sure.
through that
That little opening?
2 foot opening,
Without
and there were not
footprints
even
or-
footprints or dogs barking or lights going off or
No,
anything.
nothing. The letter also said that the men had broken into the Revelle home on an earlier occasion and stolen the alarm codes.
Which, what do you mean, steal the codes?
Well, don't you have the alarm codes written on your refrigerator?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, what did you just, they just got the codes by breaking in?
Yeah.
And finding them written down somewhere?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, okay.
The night before.
Right. Got it.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Shit, all kinds of sense.
They find the gun, though, right, in the pond?
Yeah, so they drained the pond, found the gun wrapped in duct tape.
Just like it said.
The pond was on the property that was being rented by Kistler and his wife,
Okay.
which again is George Revelle's half-brother.
Yes.
So keep that in mind.
Estranged, right?
Yeah, but who says
still
they're
related.
estranged?
Yeah, exactly.
George?
Well, he's dead. Right.
Yeah. The gun was linked to the murder through ballistics. Revelle was sentenced to 27 months in prison on the 18 counts of federal embezzlement conviction and began serving his sentence in October 95. So, went to jail for the embezzlement.
Yes.
Okay? All right.
And then they're going to have the trial for murder. Spring of 96. So this is a year later.
Yes, thank you
Right.
for doing the math.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. I'm just seeing what they're doing.
We always we're parked in a school
Yeah.
parking lot. It's a Saturday. Nobody's here, but there's somebody else pulled up. So we're always a little paranoid
Yeah.
with this sort of thing. So
know
Sarah's
what
just
they're
looking out.
Yeah, sorry.
So the trial,
Yeah.
spring of 96, he goes on trial for murder before a jury. Prosecution contended that Revelle killed his wife to cash in on the insurance policy worth $1 million because he was deeply in debt and had been embezzling to keep his finances from complete collapse. Also, I'm guessing they're not the best. Their marriage is a little
Not good.
not great. A forensic analyst testified that the duct tape on the gun was similar to the duct tape found on a dryer hose in Revelle's home. and the fibers found on the tape wrapping the gun were similar to the carpet in the home. Which fiber is always a little but it was 96 at the time.
I know, that's what they have. But I'm pretty sure now they've debunked any kind of fiber analysis.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I was like, but anyway, it was what they had. That was part of prosecution's case. A police officer said he found the garage door ajar when he walked outside. Motion detecting lights went on, and the family dog barked. He said there were no footprints in the wet grass. So this is all prosecution. An alarm system expert said that the only zone of the alarm system had been triggered that morning, and it was the alarm for the bedroom window, which he said was set off by the blast from the shooting. So no alarms or anything
from doors
were triggered, except for this one from a bedroom window, which he said could have happened from the gun. The prosecution continued that an analysis of Revelle's 911 call suggested he was walking about the house while he was on the telephone, and that it was then that he hid the weapon. Which again, if he is walking around the house, they've analyzed the 911 call or whatever.
Just leave your kids up in the rooms.
Right. If this were the case, and these are unidentified intruders,
you don't know how many there are,
just shot and killed your wife, or shot your wife. You don't know, what's going on.
I think she died later.
Right. But either way, from his his argument.
So he's not even in the room with her.
Right. Your two children are still up in their bed sleeping. At what point is that not your instinct, if this was a legit thing that happened, to grab your fucking kids, try to help your wife, or not, even if you're terrified of that, getting them safe, them, I don't know, the whole thing. Anyway, so they said that he then later planted the weapon in the pond and wrote the letter claiming that Kistler's companions committed the crime. No evidence linked the letter to Revelle. They did DNA tests on the stamp but didn't find any...
easy to do. We all know how that works.
Exactly. Friends of Revelle recounted a lunch conversation that he had with them just days before the shooting. Revelle asked about the best weapon for home defense, .45 caliber. So all of this is kind of the prosecution's argument. You want to take over a little bit?
Sure. So the prosecution also... they said Revelle testified in his own defense and denying killing his wife. He said their marriage was solid and that the note came during one rocky time much earlier. So, because the note wasn't dated, and so this is my advice to you, everyone, I guess date all your notes.
Right. If you're going to write a
note that you're unhappy in your marriage,
put a big old date on that.
Date it. So,
I guess make copies of it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Date those? I don't know.
He said he saved the note as a reminder to be a good husband and to not take things for granted.
Dear God.
I roll.
Right. This was a long, long time ago. I just saved the note.
To remind me.
We were good, though.
Yeah, we're fine.
Ugh.
He said the alarm failed to go off when someone entered the garage through the house because the house earlier that night. Wait. Sorry, I can't read what I wrote.
Yeah,
His wife had gone to... His wife had gone to the garage to get some papers, and she had turned off that zone of the alarm.
So it just... I wrote here, it's all just really convenient.
Everything is.
Everything is so convenient. That the only reason the alarm didn't go off in the garage where the people entered was because she happened to go in there that night, and she turned it off, I guess. It just all... And, I just so happened I called the police out the night before, exactly 24 hours before, because somebody's...
Exactly. So, all that being said, in February 11th, 1996, the jury convicted Revelle of capital murder. The jury declined to impose the death penalty, and Revelle was sentenced to life in prison without parole.
Yes.
So.
Done.
Not so fast.
What do you mean? It's all so obvious.
Well, as we said, it's a cold case, so here we go. November 1997, the Missouri Court of Appeals vacated the conviction, ruling that the letter written by Lisa Revelle 6 months prior to the murder was inadmissible hearsay and should not have been admitted into evidence.
I don't...
Well, I
don't either, but I guess if it's... it was from her. He says it was...
But it's hearsay.
But just because there's no date, like you
Yeah,
can't
I guess.
stand, and if he says it was earlier and they were fine and you don't think it is, and you can't prove it.
My attorney training says yes. That's
Right.
it.
Got it.
So one of his attorneys, Sean Eskenazi, if you're from here,
Yeah.
I like to call, so he is the owner of Eskenazi Chocolate.
Yes.
It's I like to call it redemption chocolate.
Yes, exactly.
Because people, God bless him, I know he's on a very different path in his life, but there for a little while, he was a defender of some pretty high profile murderers.
This year we're going to do it.
We are going to do the big ones.
No, really. I think we are. We
Yeah.
said we were last year, and
No,
we
we're
didn't.
intimidated. But anyway, he will come into play later on in some other ones.
Big.
He's a big name in our area. He was a huge attorney. He got many people off.
Yes.
And anyway, so he is Revelle's attorney. And he had handled his appeal. And so here we go. He gets his second trial, people.
Yes, he does. Is it me?
Yeah.
Sure. December 1998.
This is a year later.
This is a year later. 4 years
From the murder.
after the murder is the retrial. Mm-hmm. So the prosecution's case was kind of hampered because this is fucked up.
This is so fucked up.
Yes. Eskenazi discovers that 2 of the photographs that were taken at the autopsy were missing. Mm-hmm. Okay. So they're doing autopsy photos of Lisa Revelle. He finds the negatives, which I have some questions about that here in a minute. Like, how did he come across these?
Well, it's probably
when
on
they
a
were
file.
yeah, but there was hold on. But yes, he finds these negatives, and he sees that there's 2
prints missing.
missing from what was presented at the time that are in the negatives. Mm-hmm. This is so fucked up and dirty. I don't even want to. So they
really makes me disgusted.
Yeah. So in these negatives, you can see that these 2 photographs show a detective. Mm-hmm. Do we say?
I don't think I will.
Let's not say.
Okay.
A detective who was involved in this with his hand on the victim's nude breast. Mm-hmm. Okay. The photo was...
This is the sheriff. This is not the person...
who's doing the autopsy.
Correct.
Right.
Not the coroner.
Not the coroner. This is someone who was involved in the case, investigating
probably
it.
Can be there and watch it.
Right. Who was there at the autopsy.
But not...
With
probably
his
shouldn't
hand
be touching.
On her breast.
Yeah.
And it says here it was taken as a joke by the highway patrol captain at the time. So you've got this sheriff and the highway patrol captain in at this autopsy, snapping photos of him groping her body.
Yeah. Because
he says, it says here that the detective had commented that he had never before attended an autopsy of a woman who had breast implants.
you fucking sicko. Disgusting. If I was her family member, I would be so upset about this.
I'm
mad right now.
I am mad. I can't even, you're...
It's so unethical.
And just shitty and gross.
Yeah.
And
I don't care if you don't think anyone's ever going to know or see or whatever. Have some respect.
yes.
It's very upsetting.
It's disgusting. It says here that the sheriff and the highway patrol captain, they destroyed the negatives and photos, putting into question all handling of all evidence.
Right. So they fucked the case.
Exactly. The fact that you had to be pervs and then get rid of those prints now comes back to bite you in the ass,
And
because now you're
getting a murderer off.
everything's in question.
Yep.
What else did you hide? What else were you doing? What else did you... Mm-hmm. Was it fiber evidence or did you plant it there? Mm-hmm. Who knows what you've been doing? Yeah.
Everything comes into question.
Everything comes into question now because you're a fucking disgusting piece of shit who wanted to feel boobs with implants.
Dead boobs.
Right.
That's
so wrong on so many levels. It's not okay.
Nope.
God. Anyway.
Just so mad.
Yeah. Defense argument?
I don't even want to defend it. Okay, so the defense. Eskenazi attacked the sheriff's department for failing to adequately investigate the anonymous letter and questioned their belief that Revelle had hid the murder weapon in the home because it was not found, even though the investigators spent more than 1,000 hours in the home looking for clues. Eskinosi called a finance expert who testified that Revelle was not hopelessly in debt, but that in fact his debts would have been resolved over time with bonuses and other payments he expected to receive. The debt, the expert said, was a short-term cash crunch. Now, I find this bullshit.
I wrote, but still debt, though? Like, what's the matter?
But also, it's not whether... Yeah, in your mind, it was surmountable.
Right.
But you don't know his state of mind. He could have been like, no, this is too much. I can't handle it.
Right.
Everybody handles stress differently. Like,
well,
my credit card debt might not be as much as yours, but I might be more stressed out than you.
Exactly. Well, and it says they would have been resolved over time. Well, what time? It doesn't matter. Like, it's still debt. It still was a large sum of money that he... I don't know. I don't understand.
I mean, that right there is just pure speculation on his part. How is that?
Just a cash crunch.
Yeah.
Just a little cash crunch.
Oh, I just
Says who?
get a part-time job.
Says who?
Yeah. I find that real bullshit. Mm-hmm. So, Eskinosi brought in an alarms expert who used a replica of Revelle's system to show that an intruder could have gotten into the home, and the display would have read just as the police found it on the morning of the murder. Of course, you can make anything do what you want it to do.
I remember... and kind of reading up on this, I'm not from the area, but knew about, you just know about the cases and that kind of thing, that this was kind of like a bombshell, like bump, 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 the alarms expert, debunked, like this was huge,
Which I still think is
Yeah.
bullshit. In fact, the expert said the alarm had been poorly programmed and improperly installed and was untrustworthy as any sort of evidence. Okay, then you don't get to use it as evidence either.
Right, exactly.
Eskinosi brought in another expert who said that the fibers found on the duct tape could have been found in any number of carpets and in any number of homes.
Which is probably true.
True story.
Right. And the duct tape, they this was a little weak in the prosecution's case where they, like, this duct tape was the same duct tape found on the dryer hose. Well, it's
how many
fucking
duct tapes
duct
are
tape.
there?
It's also on my dryer hose.
Yeah.
Like, it's duct tape.
Exactly.
He still totally fucking did it.
Right.
Don't take my defense questioning as admission of...
Well, and that's the thing. It's... You just have to raise one question, one doubt.
Reasonable doubt.
So
which
on
is how
December
this whole
13th,
1998,
the jury acquitted Revelle.
Yeah.
The $1 million insurance policy was paid to the children.
Which, good.
Good, but who has control of the children?
Well, true, at this time. Well...
So, Revelle was released from
Yeah.
federal embezzlement sentence on December 17th, 1998.
So he's done.
free.
Scot-free on all charges.
Yep.
Because of
Show is-
reasonable doubt.
Yep. I mean, and that is why, and I can see why. I get it. How it all works in a trial. Eskinosi was good for a reason because he was good
He
at
found the doubts.
You'll find out. He did it again.
Yes.
And that is why, guys, he quit being an attorney and now makes chocolate.
For the good.
Yeah, he does, like, really seriously good shit in our community and in Africa and...
All over it, yeah.
He's
I
like
feel
a board member of
like
the Lost
Redemption
and
Chocolate, like you said.
I like to call it Redemption Chocolate. He's redeeming all the murderers he got off. All right, side notes.
Yeah, so this gets into some... So the prosecutor, Kenny Holshoff, he actually was subject to an Associated Press review of court dockets, state and federal appellate decisions, and other legal records. There were several cases. This one says 4. I was kind of trying to scan and look up some stuff last night before we were doing this. There was one thing I found that said up to 7 or 8 even. Anyway, that in certain cases he made a lot of errors that led to death sentence reversals.
Right.
So the prosecutor, there's kind of some shit
maybe
behind him with a lot of these other cases, which also kind of led to maybe you fucked this up. Like you could have done. Yeah. This includes the murder trial of Revelle and the undated note from Lisa describing their marital troubles, kind of why it got rejected and that sort of thing.
Kind of is to blame for that fuck up.
Yes. He also has a record, critics say, that he has a record of crossing the line from a zealous representative of the people to a politically ambitious prosecutor willing to bend the rules for the sake of a conviction. So anyway, there's just kind of a little bit of side notes on the prosecution that maybe there was reasons for it not going so well. And then in 2001, George Revelle filed for bankruptcy. Do you have another little cash crunch?
Yeah.
That's what I wore. That's what I wrote
who
down.
Who are you going to kill now?
Aw. Asshole.
Kids, get out of the house. He'll get an insurance policy on you guys, too.
I do want to say, so I was up late with the baby last night knowing we were going to meet and record.
Yeah.
So I'm just like trying to, like I said, scrolling through the internet, reading some stuff in the middle of the night. And I wound up on it was like a Google group.
Like discussion
board,
thing?
but they're all dated from like 97, 98, kind of when this was
Google
going on.
was then going on?
I don't think so. I don't know. All their emails, you can see it. There was a lot of AOLs.
Oh, God.
And so, I mean, I think it's legit, this message board. But this one, you can see the date was from 2018. And it's it's the last thing on this discussion board. And it says, I happen to be the daughter, which again, who knows?
Who knows if it's real?
Anyway, but check this out. It says, I happen to be the daughter of George Ne'er-do-well brother. My father was killed before Lisa was murdered. My father had nothing to do with this murder. I am sure that it was George.
Oh.
So just kind of weird that the brother that was killed.
Yeah.
This post on this random weird
Supposedly,
discussion supposedly is the daughter. And she's like, I know it wasn't my dad. There's no way. Anyway,
Yeah,
I just
we all know it wasn't him.
I know, right?
It was allegedly George Revelle, but totally was George Revelle.
I mean, come on. All signs point.
All signs
towards,
point.
Yeah.
Yep. So just noting my sources that I used.
We're all about
I am
facts.
fact-based. As I just said that George Revelle is a murderer. It's fact-based.
Guys,
I mean,
we can speculate
we
all we
gave
want.
you-
This is an
that's right.
opinion.
this is an opinion podcast.
That's right. And we can say whatever the hell we want.
That's right. So don't sue us.
In our opinion, he fucking did it.
Yeah. So sources where the actual facts came from are the National Registry of Exonerations, Case Law. I'm just going to say .com and all these. I don't know.
Right, exactly.
And there was a bunch of articles in Newsleader that I got on newspapers.com. And that is the murder of...
You do have, there is the excerpt from the 911 call.
I'll post this, but
Yeah.
there's a small excerpt from the 911 call, which I
mean, I guess we could go through it.
we could read it.
Reader's
It's
Theater?
very short. It's Reader's Theater.
Do you want me to be the dispatch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Okay,
we
we're
go.
just doing this. All right.
Okay.
This is just an excerpt. Here it says, I'll be the dispatcher. You'll be piece of shit.
Okay.
Okay, everybody's on their way out there. How's your wife doing?
Not good.
Where did she get shot at?
I think. I'm not real sure. I think,
Okay. Can you get the phone next to her?
yes.
Okay. Get the phone next to her, and I'm going to tell you what to do, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Tell me where she's shot at.
And then it says Lisa Revelle can be heard moaning.
This is it's awful.
And then George says, well, I don't know. There's blood around her ear and her nose.
Did she get shot in the head, sir?
I can't tell for sure, sir.
Okay. How do you know she was shot? Did you hear a shot?
Yes. I was, he was holding the gun on her and told me to turn the alarm off and...
Oh, okay. Where is he at?
Huh?
Where is he at?
He ran out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's how he said it, too.
That's how I took it.
I mean, he's like,
Also, my kids I'm just leaving them hanging out in their beds asleep. They'll still be
How
asleep
did they
when you
not
get
hear
here.
the gun?
All of it, dude.
I mean, I know kids sleep soundly, but you'd think a gun in a house would...
Right.
If it... Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. People.
This was a big one.
It was a big one.
The case.
I wonder
cold
where he
case.
is now. I kind of tried to look.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wondered
And then I
that.
thought, you know what? I don't give a fucking shit where he is.
Not
I
where
know
he
where
should
he's
be.
going,
Oh. He's not where he should be. That's
No.
for sure.
in our opinion.
In our opinion. And you don't know where I think he should be. I didn't say
I didn't
that.
say it out loud.
I didn't say he should be in church.
You said it.
You thought it, people. That's on you.
All right.
Anyway, so that's the Revelle murder.
Yep.
A big one.
That's a big one.
There is a Dateline.
There is. It's called Murder Before Dawn.
Yes.
Season 9. That's all I
Season
remember,
9.
trying to find it.
Yep. But
It's Dateline's
think-
stingy with their episodes.
yeah, they are. I think if you guys have subscriptions to YouTube TV, I think you may be
Yes.
able to get it that way. Or TV Guide subscription.
Yeah.
They have it for sure.
And I think, something.
But
Anyway,
I'm cheap. I wasn't going to do that.
Season 9, Murder Before Dawn.
Yeah. I remember watching it.
Anyway,
Anywho. Okay.
thanks for listening. Rate, review, subscribe, comment,
Follow
listen,
us.
follow Instagram.
Instagram.
Search for us there.
Hometown Murder Tour.
Yes.
Yep.
And Twitter @Murder Tour.
And
417hmt@gmail.com. Twitter, we already said that.
Yep.
Anyway,
you know.
we love you guys.
Okay,
Thanks.
love you.
Bye.
Bye. Let's do a test.
Testes.
Testes,
1,
testes.
2, 3.
Blue balls, testes, testes.